We're the Selmeski family, and several years ago we started treating our daughter's epilepsy with cannabis. When Maggie was born in May of 2012, we were living in East Tennessee.
At 6 weeks old, she began having seizures. We got her to the doctor's office, and he immediately rushed us to Knoxville Children's Hospital. And that's when I lost it, and I knew that we were dealing with something far more severe. Maggie has what's called intractable epilepsy. Really, it just means she has uncontrolled seizures. She would never really smile.
She wouldn't move. She wouldn't hardly eat.
She would scream because something was wrong in her body. She was in pain. By the point she was at her worst, she was having over 500 seizures a day.
That was on pharmaceuticals.
And any movement she made was guaranteed that it was a seizure. She didn't have voluntary movement.
The doctors were saying, there's nothing else we can do for her. You need to go home and love her, and she's not going to live very long.
I came across research that showed that this plant, cannabis sativa, is supposed to be beneficial for kids with epilepsy, or for seizures in general. As naive as I was, I didn't have a clue what it was, but Sean's response...
I was like, we're not giving our 1-year-old marijuana. Are you nuts?
There was a video about Charlotte, a little girl who was battling seizures. They were one of the first to really try cannabis, and the Stanley brothers started making the oil, and they named it Charlotte's Web. We were just in tears because there was another glimmer of hope.
That night we had a discussion, and Rachel and I decided we have to go. We have to go to Colorado. We were desperate. We were broken. We moved because if we didn't, she was going to die. Within 6 weeks, we had sold everything we could and packed up everything we could and had left.
It was interesting walking in the first time to the dispensary to get her medicine. They have the, I don't even know the terminology, but all the buds there piled up in jars and bud jars full. Maggie's been on Charlotte's Web since the beginning, and that's been 3.5 years. She gets an oil form that we just squirt into her cheek, just like any other oral medicine that we would administer. And then she also is on a THC patch. By the 3rd month, she'd reduced seizures by probably 30%. She's just awakened. We can, she has her own little personality to her. She has her ways of communicating, and we're continuing to unlock those ways of her expressing herself.
I mean, the fact that we can now communicate with her through yes and no questions.
You want more? And we get to see smiles regularly. She gets to express delight in things, and when she starts giggling, it lights up the whole house, that all of us just look at each other and giggle. This is her 2nd year in preschool now.
I guess I never put it together that my daughter would be going to school. And then watching her in her classroom and watching the other kids accept her for just another student. I mean, she has these great bonds and friendships with other kids. I'm like, I still, like, it sounds terrible, but like, how is this happening? Like, how is this working? But it is.
Nobody blinks an eye at giving young children pharmaceuticals and don't think twice about it. But a plant that's grown from the earth, we have a major stigma about, and for us, it was a no-brainer.
We will still lose Maggie at some point. A seizure at any point can take her, but we have improved her quality of life beyond words, from where it was to where it is now.